Okay, back with hot stocks and pull up the stock of Kalpataru Power Transmission for you before we get the management going. They have come in with sales at around 23%, but the margins have come off quite rapidly and the PAT is down 22%, and rightly so, the stock is reacting as well. Let's get in the management. The ED of the company, Manish Munot, joins us right now on the phone line from Mumbai. Manish, thanks so much for joining in. And I'm guessing there's no problem for not just you, but for companies in your space on the order bookings, because those are flowing in. The concern that I think most investors would have, as displayed not just by your earnings, but by companies in your space, is that margins have come off quite rapidly, and not just in this quarter, for a few of the companies, even for the last 2 or 3 quarters. Are these concerns warranted?
Yes, to a certain extent. You know, historically, last 4 or 5 quarters have been very bad for people in the sector. And last year, because of competitive pressure, a lot of us have taken projects with very low margins.
Right.
So even if you look at our projections, which we had given at the beginning of the year, we had informed everyone that margins would be lower in the current year as compared to the previous year. But while we say so, given the scenario change in the last 6 months, primarily on transmission, right, where orders are coming in and competition has reduced because of delivery constraints and other reasons, I think that things should be very different going forward.
Going forward is 6 months or 9 months down the line?
Quarter 3 itself.
What will change? I mean, you can elaborate a bit more on that.
Order book, the entire order book composition has changed significantly. Right? A lot of orders have come from Power Grid and some international, which are very good in terms of margin, much better than what we had in the past. So going forward, we see the next 2 quarters margins improving from the current levels definitely.
No, but could you substantiate that with some numbers? Or at what margins are the new orders coming in vis-a-vis, the current order book? And do we expect margins in the next 2 quarters to go back to 13% plus odd levels?
No, I don't think 13% levels is something which is ever going to happen, right, given the scale and the size of the company, but definitely in the range of 10% plus. If you look at operating margins for the current quarter, they've come down to 9% levels. We still are projecting on an annualized basis our margins to be in the range of 10% plus.
But 12% is not happening?
No, 12% is not happening.
Okay, what are you doing on the side of managing costs or hedging yourself and to ensure that, margins do not go further lower from here?
If you look at hedging primarily on the currency side, yes, we have been hedging ourselves. We have a clearly defined risk management policy. On commodities which can be hedged, primarily aluminum and zinc, we are hedging ourselves. Steel is something where volatility is always a direct hit to all of us. In either way, if it goes down, it's a profit. If it goes up, it's a loss.
So Manish, just wondering, your current consolidated order book, if I'm not wrong, is northwards of 11,000 crores. Based on the execution that you are currently undergoing as well, you think you maintain the order book looking at the order flows, or does that actually come down a little bit?
I think we expect the order book to improve from here onwards. Because our first 2 quarters, a lot of orders where we are favorably placed have not come in. Quarter 3 and quarter 4 order books should improve from here, if not at least maintain this much.
In which case, a downtick on profit, I mean, you are in the black, yes, but the PAT has gone down 22%. You think that changes immediately 3rd quarter onwards?
Yeah, definitely for Kalpataru Power.
Yes, surely.
Improvement in profits coming up from 3rd quarter itself.
Great. And lastly, Manish, any kind of fundraising exercise that you would need to do at the company?
Not at the current levels.
Great. We wish you all the best for that. Thanks so much for taking the time out and joining in. And all the best for the next quarter. That's Manish Munot, ED of Kalpataru Power Transmission. Confident of margins as well as the bottom line performance improving immediately from Q3 itself.